The PKK's sudden dissolution on May 12, 2025, after 46 years of conflict, raises questions about hidden agreements and geopolitical shifts. Abdullah Öcalan's influence, even from prison, remains pivotal. Analysts speculate on behind the scenes negotiations that may have led to the ceasefire and eventual disbandment, impacting Turkey and the Middle East significantly. The PKK was founded in 1978 by Abdullah Öcalan, aiming for an independent Kurdish state. In 1984, it began an armed insurgency against Turkey. Öcalan's capture in 1999 marked a turning point. By March 2025, a ceasefire was declared, and on May 12, 2025, the PKK dissolved, stating its mission was fulfilled. The PKK's announcement marked the end of its armed struggle, declaring its historical mission complete after 46 years. Leaders emphasized shifting to democratic politics for Kurdish issues, advocating unity and peaceful engagement with Turkey. The May 12th date, aligning with past peace efforts, underscored symbolic continuity in their approach. Abdullah Öcalan, despite his isolation on Imrali Island since 1999, has maintained significant influence over the Kurdistan Workers' Party. His ideological shift from Kurdish independence to democratic confederalism marked a strategic pivot. His recent call to disband the Kurdistan Workers' Party underscores his enduring authority, as the organization promptly adhered to his directive. The Turkish government claims victory against terrorism, highlighting successful military operations and intelligence strategies. Legal actions target Kurdistan Workers' Party affiliates, while diplomatic efforts aim to label the Kurdistan Workers' Party as a terrorist organization internationally. This approach underscores Turkey's commitment to maintaining national security and countering perceived threats. The Kurdish community is torn between skepticism and hope. Many doubt Turkey's commitment to reforms, citing historical broken promises and ongoing cultural restrictions. Yet, some view this as a potential turning point for rights and representation. Intense internal debates highlight generational and urban-rural divides, while personal impacts of the conflict raise questions about justice and reconciliation. President Erdogan's peace process may be a strategic move to extend his presidency. By resolving the Kurdish conflict, he could gain electoral advantage and justify constitutional amendments. This approach aims to court Kurdish voters, but Turkey's secular opposition fears it might be a calculated political maneuver to secure additional terms in office. Secret negotiations between Turkish intelligence and PKK representatives involved undisclosed meetings. Kurdish demands focused on cultural rights, language recognition, and regional autonomy. The government made unannounced concessions, including political representation and prisoner amnesty. Both parties publicly denied these talks, maintaining plausible deniability to manage domestic and international perceptions. International pressure played a pivotal role. The United States increased diplomatic engagement in 2025, offering economic incentives and security guarantees. The European Union renewed Turkish accession talks, promising economic partnerships. Shifting alliances in Syria and Iraq pressured both PKK and Turkey to redefine relations, with regional powers like Iran and Russia facilitating discussions. The PKK faced military setbacks, with declining operational capacity after decades of conflict. A younger Kurdish generation showed a preference for political solutions, leading to a shift towards digital activism and online advocacy. Recognizing the potential of democratic participation, the PKK began exploring political integration as a viable pathway forward. Economic factors significantly influenced the peace process. Unemployment in Kurdish regions was nearly double the national average, prompting a $83 billion economic development package. Ending the conflict could reduce the military budget by 42% and boost tourism by 3.2 million visitors annually. The financial burden, over $1 trillion, was unsustainable for Turkey's economy. The announcement sparked a media narrative battle. Turkish outlets claimed a victory against terrorism, while Kurdish media focused on political evolution. Internationally, skepticism arose, questioning the timing and motives behind this sudden development after decades of conflict. Öcalan's prison conditions have long been a critical factor in negotiations. His extreme isolation, with restricted visitation and controlled information access, underscores Turkey's leverage. Recent reports of increased book deliveries and potential legal status changes suggest strategic shifts, possibly influencing Kurdistan Workers' Party's decisions. These developments highlight the complex interplay between Öcalan's conditions and broader political dynamics. The situation of Kurds in northern Syria significantly influenced PKK strategies. The YPG and affiliated groups established Rojava, a semi-autonomous region implementing Öcalan's principles. Turkish military operations from 2018 to 2024 highlighted the vulnerability of Kurdish territorial gains and Turkey's resolve to prevent a contiguous Kurdish-controlled territory along its southern border. The Kurdish diaspora in Europe has long funded PKK operations, but stricter anti-terrorism laws have tightened financial flows. Politically, diaspora groups have shifted towards advocacy in international forums, gaining influence in European parliaments. A generational shift sees younger Kurds favoring democratic processes, impacting the movement's strategic direction. Turkey's National Intelligence Organization, MIT, executed strategic operations against Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK, leadership from 2020 to 2024, disrupting command structures. They infiltrated Kurdistan Workers' Party communications, creating internal distrust. Despite public denials, back-channel contacts with Kurdistan Workers' Party representatives were maintained, aiding negotiations. Enhanced intelligence sharing with American and European agencies curtailed Kurdistan Workers' Party's safe havens and financial networks. Turkey's opposition parties express varied concerns about the PKK dissolution. The Republican People's Party demands constitutional oversight, while the 1Y1 party seeks security guarantees. The People's Democratic Party supports Kurdish rights enforcement, and the Democracy and Progress Party emphasizes economic transparency. Concerns persist about Erdogan using this to consolidate power, urging transparency and democratic strengthening. Polling shows a divided Turkish public. While most support peace, distrust in the government's intentions is prevalent. Western Turkey is optimistic about lasting peace, whereas Eastern Turkey emphasizes Kurdish rights and fears political manipulation. These regional differences highlight the complexities in achieving a unified national consensus on the peace process. The resolution of the Kurdish conflict allows Turkey to re-engage with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, focusing on Russia and Eastern Mediterranean security. This shift coincides with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization's strategic reassessment of Middle Eastern priorities. The Kurdistan Workers' Party's dissolution alters Turkish-Iranian relations, enhancing border security cooperation. In Iraq and Syria, Turkey's military operations may decrease, fostering political engagement with Kurdish authorities. The PKK's dissolution offers a historic chance for lasting peace in Turkish-Kurdish relations. Addressing past grievances and building trust are crucial. This moment could end a long-standing conflict or be a strategic pause. Its impact will shape Turkish society and the Middle East for generations. The challenge is achieving sustainable peace and reconciliation.